Check, test one, test one.
I know, it doesn't really too much.
All right.
Gonna need another round of drinks for the control booth.
Pretty horrible, right?
Yeah.
We have Robert and Elizabeth.
We're still 6-12, right?
Right, and when they're ready, we're ready to go.
I don't know if you played that hand or not.
Well, that's still better than actually each year it's gotten better.
Board reset, you need the cards, PJ?
Yeah.
Like random, like first place might be second.
Paul?
Can you grab
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Out.
Oh.
Thanks, Jermaine. We would have started again and then been like,
All right, we're getting our players back in the room, and we've got all the cameras running again,
Everybody's good.
and we'll be back to live action here shortly.
There you go. Here, I'll just put mine right there.
yeah.
Rob heard you say that, though. He think that was
Where's Linda?
microphone.
Coming right now.
Hey, Robert.
Come on, Linda, one shake. Oh, wait, that's good.
Kansas is down 15.
Yeah?
13-0 run, they're down 2.5.
Oh my gosh, keep me informed. Go, you.
Heather thought you were like lying.
Okay, you're good.
If anybody's sitting on a big pile of money that wants to ship it this way so we can get audio and video equipment that works 100%, we'd really appreciate it.
Button, small, big, under the gun.
We're trying to make this thing the best we can on a shoestring budget, and I think we're doing pretty good, but we're going to have our troubles every once in a while.
45. Marco makes 45, but
I'm done.
two folks. Winner. Thank you, sir.
Marco wins with ace-5, uncontested.
Obviously,
Did you turn the fan off?
We were seeing if that was maybe one of the problems with
Oh.
her.
Okay. Yep, no, not a problem. Like maybe
I
some
think so,
interference or
but-
something.
I have like that.
back to live
It
action.
could be weather too, internet.
Buddy. 1,200 to play.
Best hand is on Steve right now, but Marco has a 33% over his 28%.
24.
Makes it 24 to play.
That's why you play those
All
suited
in
connected cards.
3,000 less.
They're advantage over an ace queen, 5-handed.
I wonder if that takes into consideration Linda having the queen in her hand and Heather having the queen in her hand.
I believe it does.
Smart.
Steve Shell.
Did 34.
Yes, sir.
Paul with 10-4 clubs.
I believe Stub.
I still feel it.
Well, I'm gonna have to call you.
Steve shoved his stack.
Yep, with a and Marco calls. Actually, 47 to Steve's ace queen of 53. We do know that the queens are out of the picture. I think at least 2 of them.
I mean, this is good.
I didn't see any other aces fold.
And we go to the flop. 5-6 king. Gut shot from Marco.
Nope.
All those outs come.
Wow.
I did. I hit a lot of outs.
What I think.
Yep.
Steve gets a check mark.
And doubles up.
Oh, I love that turn card though.
Yeah.
Steve showing his dinosaur to the camera.
Stackosaurus.
I'm not sure what that was all about. Number 5 is alive. Johnny 5. Remember that movie, Tony?
Which one? Johnny 5?
Yeah, he's might be right.
But
I actually don't.
behind me,
Oh my gosh, Short Circuit?
It's that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a movie I like to forget from the 80s.
1,200.
Heather wakes up the ace queen
I
suited
did see it was
to a bunch of other garbage hands.
4,000.
Makes it 4,000 to play.
She's making a meaningless bet as everyone folds.
Well,
Bye, Rob.
Fold.
Is that it?
And I win for Heather.
Ace queen spades. Bet takes the pot down. She was big blind, so really only snatched up a small blind.
What are you laughing
What
at?
happened?
I wish you guys could see your crafted in there.
Oh.
Is he making fun of me?
No, it's
We'll
just,
hear him
he
now
says,
later.
he says just stupidly funny things.
I know.
He's a
Your
great
dinosaurs.
commentator.
He's a
Great.
dinosaur for the camera.
Stupidly funny as in
Such a good commentator.
good.
It's fun. Look out, big fan.
Oh, he hit that walk.
We need Rob Crawford back at the table, please.
12 gold.
Please send Rob back to the control booth.
Newman.
Guys, it is.
See you later.
I think I can.
Yeah.
See you, Rob.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye, Rob.
Tell Rob to stop in
Oh,
here.
you're not here.
Rob, stop in the office, please.
See the principal?
Being scolded.
You're being scolded.
Crafting that spanking.
Call 12. Top.
Marco calls. Steve checks his option. 3 players.
Check.
Marco checks. Ooh, that's a nice flop too. 2 clubs out there too, and Steve catching his ace, 81%. He's putting his chips out there at the right time. Action on Linda. Linda has 2 clubs also.
Steve's all in 7,400.
If it doesn't damage Linda's chip stack too much, she may call. She only has a 3% at the moment. Yep, there goes
Steve whips out the.
Stackosaurus. Looks like Linda called, is my guess. Hoping to knock out Steve catching a club, but
I want you to know how well I protected your hand.
oh no, she does fold.
I think that's the most unethical
And
move.
Marco folds also.
He had the flush draw. I didn't have a damn thing.
Ace 4.
Who's laughing now? What's he say?
My stack again, I'm sure.
It's the table's spread out pretty evenly.
Everything was suited for your gloves. Thank goodness.
Oh.
You didn't have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway the
Hey, you're
field.
at the 8.
6-12.
I mean,
Blinds are 6-12.
But I hate when
Cards are in the air.
Because I was folding all along. You know what I mean? When she says, oh, I think I might have to call here.
Steve with pocket
You know, some
sevens.
people wanting that call will be like, oh, you know.
Linda
no.
sitting with a 3-4
Oh, no,
clubs,
I
quite
know.
possibly
I know,
not getting
but I'm
all in
saying
his
that.
hand.
I was actually just debating whether or not I'm willing to call my whole stack on the
Yeah,
draw.
exactly.
And the reality is, I'm not. I wasn't fishing.
Marco
No, I'm not saying you were
5.
fishing. I'm saying I.
Steve's
a lot
taking a
of
quick
people
eyeball
would
at
do
Linda's
something
chips.
like that.
He's in the small blind.
He's in a small blind position.
Am I right, Paul?
Everybody.
Looks like he calls the 1200.
Yeah.
He's reaching for chips.
I think he announced a raise.
Okay,
You need to stop doing that next
there
time.
we go.
Linda
Linda
folds.
I need to stop what?
You need to stop doing that next time.
What is he doing? What are you doing?
You haven't noticed this whole time?
No.
Wait till you have to watch that video.
What are you talking about?
Wait till you just have to hear the commentary.
All right, can we clear the rail?
Big line.
I don't know.
We have to play some poker in here.
Oh, when are you gonna start that?
Hey, I'll give you $1 a minute for a back rub. That's about what they make in Vegas.
I finished that back?
Robert leaving the poker room, causing a ruckus.
42.
Raise to 42.
with his ace 5 of the offsuit.
He folds.
Linda with Jack Queen. Looks like she may call.
Fold.
Looks like she folded.
Deuce what?
Yep.
You had me outkicked.
Marco tells a fib. People lie at poker, Tony.
Never.
This button.
Linda. Welcome.
What in the world is he drinking out of?
1200.
It's like a humongous mug. Uh-oh.
Never go. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm sure there's kings out there.
Raise.
Going up.
See what the mug does?
Yeah.
4,000.
The magic mug.
3x. Well, a little less than 3x. 2.5x.
Interesting.
He's not going to get any callers here.
Moskowitz is, no, he's doing the
Come
shuffle.
on, Tony. He's folding it. Ace-6.
You know, I read a book, Caro's Book of Tells.
Let's start this at the top, Tony. You read a book?
I did, yes.
Fascinating.
Yes, it was after C. Dick Run
Where's the announcement?
to Jane.
The announcement, Heather. Damn it, how
Did they tell you what?
I might have messed that up a little bit. But Caro's Book of Tells, when a person starts to shuffle their cards, it means they really don't like them, and they're more than likely to fold. Which has gotten me in trouble a couple times, so always take whatever anybody says with a grain of salt. Except for me. Always take me for face value.
That's the 1 minute buzzer. I shuffle my cards all the time. And I haven't even looked at them half the time. And now I will every time I'm playing poker against you.
Please do.
King, 10. Queen.
Steve still with best hand, however.
That's
Paul
a great flop
Moskowitz
for
with-
everybody.
Yep.
Everyone gets a little piece of that.
Yep.
12.
Marco bets 1,200.
Steve's got top.
Yeah. He pushes all in.
He ships it. Moskowitz with a straight draw, open-ended.
That's a hard one, too.
Bottom pair.
9,000.
Don't know if the percentages are there for him to do it.
I think Moskowitz's going to think about this one. He moved the golf ball. That's
Yeah.
generally a sign.
Yep. Oh, man. There he goes.
Nope,
With the,
there's
there
the
he-
shuffle.
Yep. Yep.
He's doing the curly shuffle.
11,000 total.
And he folds. Marco has top pair as well. And he folds.
Yep.
Shows the king. Tells Steve that he's not messing around.
I know spade, I know redrawing, yeah.
Best hand wins again.
I expect a little more action out of that.
Yeah.
You don't even have to show me, I know you have to.
Moskowitz plays a solid game, though. He's not a true gambler. He wasn't willing to chase those cards.
$100?
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yes, I think you would.
No, sir. 16 now. 800, 1,600.
Do you ever notice when it gets to heads up, though, that the cards get better?
One fold.
It always seems like it's always higher cards that hit.
Well, that and you open up your hand range a lot when your head's up as well.
True.
Call.
Marco calls with a 3-9 of diamonds.
So you'll see a lot of shoves with the weaker hands that you normally wouldn't see.
Battle of the blinds.
8 king 3 on the flop.
Steve catches none of that and bets how much? 4,000?
Butt move.
And Marco folds his 3.
Yeah, Marco actually had an 80% there. Catching
He
his
can't call that with bottom pair.
No.
What'd you say you had there about 1,000?
16 to go. Up.
Action on Paul. Paul folds. Marco next. Connected cards. Folds. Steve.
Marco seems to be tightening his game up a little bit. Steve jumps in, limps in with a 10-5. Linda with a 2-5.
Two players.
Oh, man.
Here comes some fireworks.
This is what we like to see.
Both
Steve with
players hit.
10-5. Linda with 2-5.
I have a
Both
feeling.
catch trips.
I have a feeling if Linda doesn't catch a 2, she's going home.
Or, well, it's a good chance of a chop out here.
That's true.
Calls. Turn them over.
Chips are out there.
Linda's not going to put him on a foul. They're all in.
Oh, yep.
On 2 islands.
They both had the fives and the blinds.
Yep, that's...
Golly.
Oh, yeah.
10 players.
10 play.
6 of spades gives Steve a better kicker for the win.
See you next time.
Big blind, the blind.
Wow, butt move. Good night,
Good game,
Linda.
Linda.
We're down to 4. Both people hit those 5s. Yeah, that's someone's going home.
See you in 2 weeks.
All right.
Blinds play a couple weak hands.
Have a good one.
They both catch 2 5s. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you can see the headlight of that train coming a mile away.
Yeah.
It's just gonna turn into a big wreck.
Just happy with the train ride.
Thank God I was out there.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna be a train wreck.
I had a floppy eight, but
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Big blind myself. Call on you, sir.
Yeah, that's right, so I had the 10, please. I was just looking for one more so we could split.
Although
More over.
Steve might have folded what you had. Well, let me see. I don't know.
No, he's actually playing really
Paul's all in.
Paul Moskowitz all in.
Makes a move with pocket 4s.
7,000.
Looks like it's good timing. Can't see Steve calling. I could be wrong here.
Steve likes a suited ace though. He's counting up his chips, see what's gonna leave him with.
7,200.
So it sounds like Moskowitz has 7,200.
he's good. If you deal a long time, you can almost just, you can get within 200 bucks.
Steve with 2
All right,
overcards,
Frank.
suited, and with an ace.
Oh, I
Folds.
thought you were calling.
If Steve knew he had pocket 4s, he makes that call.
Yep.
Well, I'm just saying right here.
Moskowitz steals some blinds.
That's what knocked me out last week.
Dead butt.
So again, these players are playing for points. The points accumulate over 12 episodes, and the person with the highest point lead wins the bracelet.
We have 4 players left, and we're sitting at the 800, 1600 blind level.
That shot back is so awesome in the background.
Wow. We get a couple big hands here though.
Number 16. Ships it.
Marco's all in.
Yeah.
All in.
Marco all in with ace jack of spades.
Fold.
Yeah, I feel like Moskowitz is gonna make a call here.
Yeah.
Fold. Ace jack.
I think that's
spades
his-
versus ace queen.
Yep.
Nice.
Marco doesn't like this.
30% though.
No.
Big miss on the flop. 2 spades though. He catches a flush draw. And he misses.
3 of clubs on the river. Now a check mark by Paul's name.
That shot back miraculously disappeared.
It did. Magic.
Check it down here. Nice one, Paul.
Thank you.
Moskowitz wins that pot. Marco is crippled in his chip stack, but he is still alive.
Cannot get a.
A little bit.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm pretty much committed to this hand.
Are you the big one?
Yes, ma'am.
To your daughter.
No, it's
Another.
Oh, you small blind.
I think Steve was looking down to see if he had the bracelet on his hand yet.
Go. Come down. Out of there.
All things are full.
Moskowitz was the king 4.
Do you hit that?
I have 1,500.
Marco move all in.
Moskowitz
Or
should
is he
call
just-
this.
Now you're gonna knock
I don't know if he
down.
moved all in or if he was just asking.
And he folds.
Well, I
I
tweaked
had
it.
one over.
Marco with 1,500.
That's the Moskowitz move.
It is.
I keep hitting the turn card and then
I can't call with my
I don't
ton
know
of chips
that-
because
Yeah, I couldn't have done that, but it is the way Paul plays, and I respect that. And he does make he makes the money just about every time I see him play.
All right, you call him.
but I can still laugh about it.
All right. I'm like Marco in, man.
You can play cards any way you want, and I can laugh at anything that I want.
That's true.
keep Marco in, that's our motto.
Fold.
PJ smack him again.
Oh.
Get her a big stick.
And I'm all in.
Marco all in with king 8. Offsuit.
Marco's just trying to grab some blinds, and he does again.
Yeah. He's playing it right.
It's like he knows that nobody has a hand.
35, 45.
He's pretty seasoned too.
53. Try to see one double.
All right, I think Heather's gonna. Well, she's got a decent
Marco
amount.
wakes up with jacks.
Wow. Yeah, we could see fireworks on this one.
I'm all in.
Get some action here. Marco
Yeah,
moves all in
Marco
again.
all in.
I think it's, I didn't count it exactly, so.
Probably around 7,000.
Steve thinking with his ace-8 offsuit.
55.
I can hear what Dan is saying right now.
Fold.
All right, I'll help you out.
All right, I'll help you.
There we go.
Looks like
2
Heather's
over
gonna
cards.
Dan, one time! Good.
Marco asking for his one time.
Oh,
8-6-5.
All low.
Low, low, and he hits his third jack.
Wow.
Marco stays alive.
thank you.
Marco doubles up.
Count out the chips, pushing the Marco, and we continue on, folks. Yes, Marco, we see him. Malcolm, let's move on.
I know, I wasn't even in my yellow shirt.
Wait, is
I'm
button right?
small. No, you're the big one.
Yeah.
Where is the button down here?
Nope. You're a big one.
Oh, I'm the small one?
Paul Moskowitz is big blind. 1,600. Marco's first act. With a newfound pile of chips.
Yeah, back in the game.
And he starts out with a 69.
Fold. I think I better. I did wake up.
Steve McQueen with his queen 10.
I know, of course, because I
And I
pushed,
can't fold it.
that was the third
And he
push.
folds
but,
his
I mean, I
button.
could have ace
Leaves it
rack.
up to
I
the
mean,
blinds.
I could have a lot of hands that you could.
Heather's going to give Moskowitz the walk. Show the 9 deuce, son. Show the 9 deuce. Steve Day's going to be first act. Here, look at that.
Go, Steve. Going up.
Steve Day looks like he's going to call the blind.
He's raising.
Oh. Steve is raising. Heather with pocket fives.
3,200 is
See what Heather does. I think if she came over the top on him, she'd probably take this pot. But she just does have 2 players behind to act. She is giving information the longer that she
He
takes.
said he was going to choke me, I don't know.
Establish a pattern.
Let's see.
No, he raised to like 3,800 or
I
something
didn't
like
raise
that.
one time. Remember what I had?
She is ahead.
Yeah,
Against
I will be
2-0.
very impressed if she pushes all in.
Based upon our play earlier tonight and some of the hands that she's folded,
I don't see it happening.
yeah, but we're later in the game now.
This is true. It is the bubble for the money, though.
She picks up on the chips. She's eyeballing Steve.
Such a suspicious bet. I just.
She pulls the chips back. I think she's folding.
Yeah, she folds.
Moskowitz is going to drop him.
And
Marco's
Marco
going to let
can't.
it go.
16 more Marco.
It is a min raise, so 1,600 more allows Marco to see the flop.
You say the 1,600
The 8.
with an 8-3? I would have.
Min raise takes it.
Actually disguised well.
Marco's low blind. Steve is big blind. First act's going to be 2 Heather. Heather's looking at a queen 5.
Fold.
Moskowitz folds the 10-5. Little blind's looking at 7-8. And he's going to make the call.
Both of them sharing cards. Marco hits his 7. King hits the board. Steve bets.
Steve's going to bet out with the king, or represent a 9. It's going to make Marco think who does fold the best hand.
Huh.
First act's going to be Paul Moskowitz, the man with the lovely blonde hair tips. And he's looking at a king 10. That's a Moskowitz favorite, I believe. I imagine he's going to see a raise here. He folds.
First to act.
Marco folds at 8-9 of clubs. Steve with the queen 7 small blind completes his bet,
Heather goes all in.
and Heather shoves with a queen 4. Putting a move on Steve, trying to get back some of those chips.
Very good. She wasn't going to be happy if Steve called.
No.
No, you had the kicker that's a little bigger.
Steve completes bet, Heather shoves all in, and she rakes the pot as Steve insta-folds, even though he had the better hand. Steve is a button. First act's going to be Marco. Marco's ace-10 suited. And he shoves all of his chips into the pot.
I can't see a caller on this one either.
Steve folds. We're over to Heather. Folds a 5-6, and Moskowitz looks down at the king 8. And he lets it go.
Marco has rifting chips again.
Chirpin' chips.
Chirping chips.
First act's going to be Steve, as you see an overhead shot on the right side of your screen. Steve's looking at the 10 deuce. Too bad Joe Brunson isn't here. Marco gets a walk, king 6.
Even says what he had.
Marco's been showing a lot of hands, but I mean, he took a walk, really not a big tell.
Going wrong.
Blinds are 800, 1600, folks. We're down to our final 4.
Players here to fly.
Steve, nice comeback.
We've
He
all
has a
had-
chip lead.
We've all had a few comebacks.
Yeah.
16 to go.
Action is on Heather. Folds 3-5 of clubs.
Paul with ace 8. Think he's going to call or bet.
I think he's gonna play the hand.
Calls 1200.
16.
1600. Marco calls. Let me see. Steve checks his option.
Yep. We're gonna go see a flop, folks. 3 players. Jack, king, 9. 2 spades for Moskowitz.
Moskowitz announces all in. And a win.
And he rakes and takes the pot. 1 minute warning on level 816.
Not yet. 1 minute.
Moskowitz is going to be first act. Heather with pocket kings.
Marco on the Heather on the button too, right?
She's big blind. Steve's going to complete the bet. Heather announces all
Now
in.
she did that to him last time too,
She announces all in.
and takes it down.
And takes it down. How many times do you think Steve's going to allow that to happen?
Last hand at this level. Period.
Do we get a break or take off
I think one more blind before break.
One more line for break.
Keep rolling.
What'd she say?
one more level before?
Oh.
All right, and the blinds are up for the next hand.
Heather's looking at an ace jack and small blind.
And first to act. No,
Marco
I'm sorry.
shoves with an ace nine.
All in.
I have a feeling he might get a call here.
You called?
Heather does shove
What do you
behind.
call for left?
Call with his 6 deuce.
I'm folding.
Well, actually, I think you have more than me.
I don't know, actually.
You do. You have more than she does.
Did you fold?
Moskowitz
I
gets
fold.
out of the way.
I fold.
Good luck.
We have 2 players.
Ace
Flop.
jack, ace nine.
And I think Marco is at risk
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
of being
that flop
busted out of the
trades in.
tournament. 2, 8, jack. Hits Heather's hand. 3.
Ace jack.
Yeah. Check mark goes to Heather.
Yes, sir.
Heather doubles up. And some blinds.
I have a feeling she might have Marco covered.
Yeah.
We'll see as the dealer counts.
I would think so.
That's your cover.
Pretty much.
No, yeah, she got
Do I?
covered by two.
Lost
And
one.
Marco's out.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I would,
Wasn't it
I,
right?
Yeah, I'll recount it. Give it to
No,
me.
I believe you. But I'm pretty sure. Good hand, Heather.
We don't need to recount, we don't need to
Good
recount.
game, guys.
all right, Marco. Thanks for the entertainment.
Heather had Marco barely covered, but he's going to exit this tournament in 4th place.
Good hand, Heather.
We're down to 3 players.
3 players at a 1,000, 2,000 blind level.
My wife, if she's watching. I'm gonna call
And
her.
if my son is watching, go to sleep.
Yep.
What are you doing up so late?
I gotcha.
Having
Yes, sir.
cream cheese and
1,000, 2,000. 1,000 and 2,000. They're on you. You're good to go.
I'm not sure who has the button.
Yes, sir.
The button in front of Heather, so Heather first to act.
Go for it.
Steve takes the win with a walk.
Don't really like walking with an ace 10. But anytime you rake chips rather than give them away, it's a good thing, Tony.
I wish I'd subscribed to that. More. Moskowitz, 9, 10 of hearts.
Heather was the big blind, the king 6. Moskowitz 9, 10 of hearts, but he's first act. 3-handed, the dealer is always going to be first act.
4,000.
Announces a raise to 4,000.
He's going to try to steal some blinds here.
2,000 more.
Tries to represent a big hand.
Heather calls with a king 6.
Wow. Not sure what happened there, but
Dark.
we just didn't believe him. 2, 5. Queen. 3 clubs. Heather's king high still best.
Both players check. Paul hits his 9. There are 4 clubs out there. Heather has no clubs.
Heather checks for a club. Lets the hand go.
Yep.
Moskowitz wins with his pair of 9s. Steve Day's the button there. You can see him on your screen.
The last one was still like regular to 5, right? It's 1, 2, now, 15.
Button is on Steve. Steve to act first.
Yeah, I can't get rid of flags.
Good.
PJ, can you empty my tray?
Yes.
And I get rid of these black chips?
Steve looks down at a king queen suited.
I think the blinds over these require hundreds.
Going up.
I might take these.
Yes. 6,000 total.
Raised to 6,000 by Steve.
Oh,
Represent a huge hand.
first time that I can.
It's 3 times a big blind. Big blind out there for Moskowitz of 2,000. 4,000 for him to call.
3x bet. May seem like a lot of money, but it's just a 3x.
Moskowitz lets it go. Steve just takes the pot.
Button moves over to Heather. Heather's king 7 off. Moskowitz with an ace 4 of clubs. Suited ace. 3-handed. It's kind of nice.
Makes it 4,000 total.
Makes it 4,000.
Doubles a big blind.
Steve with a 10-7. Connected cards might call here.
I can see him doing it.
It's going to be a train wreck. We see 3 clubs.
Oh, beautiful train wreck. Oh,
We get 1. However, Steve picks up a nasty open-ended straight draw.
yeah.
Or gut shot, sorry.
6 more.
Moskowitz gets re-raised,
Flop a set.
and
You flop a set.
Steve takes the pot.
Ace king then.
Good timing on the bet. And down to this point, this is where the bets and the money in the pot really does take a huge toll on whether or not you're going to take the win or not.
Paul, you pushing out your questions.
Flat. Yes, sir.
Moskowitz with an ace queen.
We're good to go.
Probably not going to get too much action with that. I think he's shoving.
About 11,000.
Both players fold.
No action there. Moskowitz did want to play around with the ace queen. Said, let's just take her down and nail 3,000 in chips. There's a look at Steve. He's going to be first to act. Got a massive amount of chips in front of him. Is he sleeping?
I thought so.
No, he moved. He's awake.
Heather folds. Moskowitz gets a walk.
Aren't you down to like 2,000?
Our button has moved over to Heather. She will be first to act.
3,100 or something?
Heather moves all in with an ace king.
Great night. I had a lot of fun.
Fourth is good. Consistency wins this thing.
Oh, I have no problem with fourth. I'm gonna push with ace 9 there every time.
Yep.
Gee whiz, that's gonna. Every time though, I went all in, and somebody calls. But yeah, the better hand. That's not good.
No. It was a nice comeback for a little while.
I'm short stack.
But it's on Paul. Paul to act first.
There is a little fist bumping action going on here. I'm not quite sure.
Stackosaurus.
I stack.
I've been the Stackosaurus.
It's a nice shot at the Balo index.
Best hand for Heather at this point.
Oh my.
Steve with 7 deuce folds.
7 deuce. What are you
Heather
doing,
gets the
Steve?
walk.
It's a fantastic hand. Button moves to Steve. And he will be first to act. Oh, yeah, take my name off of that. Delete him. Delete play.
Raise now.
Steve. Pocket kings. It's not gonna get any
Makes it
calls.
5,000.
5,000 is the
Steve
raise.
raises to 5. Gets the head shake and the fold.
I was so sure. I was when I had the pocket aces because I raised like 2 times ahead of that. I'm like, so I just made the same raise I had been making, hoping
Disguise.
that right. You know, because I was raising 3,000, 4,000, 44. So when I had the pocket aces under the gun, I just said 4,000.
Oh yeah.
You know, and no callers that time. That would have been a good.
Nobody had anything.
Right.
There's been a lot of big hands with nothing.
Action on Heather. Folds. Paul with ace jack. Announces all in.
That's what this is. If it was me, he'd insta call. I know that. I don't know why, but.
Moskowitz been shoving every hand,
Looks
every
like
ace that he's had.
Moskowitz with 12,000 bet. Here's a great shot of Steve.
Well, that's
Steve
good.
sitting on an ace. It's one thing to be aggressive with, it's another one to call.
10 more, I'm sorry. 10 more.
Smartly lets it go.
Good fold on Steve's part.
And he's got to put Paul on a big ace or a
If I
pair.
showed with ace jack, they'd have ace queen. I have ace 9, they have ace jack. I mean,
You can't run that bad all the time.
It sometimes feels that way though.
it does. You saw the hand.
Yeah.
And our button is on
There's
Paul
only one
Moskowitz.
hand that I would play differently actually that I can remember. It's that damn 8-3 diamonds.
The suited spade with a 3-7 early on though.
What did I don't remember.
You kept staying in, and it actually, if the flush had been caught, you would have been even.
Another one I'd have been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd have been crushed. There's a couple times you're in with a couple weak suited cards.
Heather
that
with the check
someone
mark.
had a better flush
Yeah, okay.
draw than you. We're like, well, Marco hits this.
Yeah, he's
going
not.
home.
He's not gonna be happy.
This place so
Well,
nice.
early on sometimes too, but you're right.
I was flushed.
7 more. Pair 7.
Heather takes it with her 7s, catching her 7.
Yep.
It is important to take first place some of these games because there is a 4-point difference between second and first place. Gives you a slight advantage on chips or on points for this season.
Interesting range of cards here.
Going up.
Steve's making a raise with a suited ace-8. Paul Moskowitz is sitting with pocket eights.
Let's see what he does.
Be there. Be there. Be there. Be the same. I'm all in.
He announces that he is all in.
After saying be there.
10,000.
Well, this is interesting because Steve has folded quite a few hands in a row here. He
He's
can
gonna
do
let
it again.
another one go after he starts out with a bet.
A good fold. And you
Good
can't let your
fold, but I
emotions
think he's
get
getting
to you.
tired of it.
Yeah.
Moskowitz has been coming over top of his raises a good portion of the night.
But they played enough that Steve knows that when Moskowitz does something like that, he usually has a pretty premium hand. Steve with the best hand at the moment.
Rather uneventful hand, Tony. We move the button
They all mean something though.
to somebody, somewhere. You're looking at a live picture of our final 3 players in Game 2 of Chase the Bracelet, Season 3. And we are down to our final 3 players at a 1,000, 2,000 line level.
Yeah, battle of the blinds here. 3 diamonds hit the board. Neither player with a diamond.
5,000.
Steve makes a 5,000 bet. Good timing on that.
Represents a big diamond with a flush. Heather has none of it and folds as she should. probably gonna take a shortened break after this level. Still gotta let our players get up off their feet for a second.
2 minutes.
Give our dealer a quick break.
Steve folds his 2-7 off. Heather next with her 8-9.
Heather completes the bet. Moskowitz says, go ahead and run them. 4, 7, 7. One club.
Both players check.
Turn is a king.
Heather checks.
Helps nobody. Moskowitz is gonna rip. Moskowitz reaches for some chips and Heather insta folds.
But moves to Heather. Heather to back first.
Since the game is tightened up just a little bit. Steve with a jack king.
Heather with 9s.
I'm gonna say it one more time. Steve with a jack king.
Off. Sorry. Missed my cue there.
Heather moves in with the pocket 9s.
Almost a 50-50 coin flip here. Another one that Steve can be pushed off on.
14,500 all in.
And that's the 1 minute warning on this level. Steve has 2 overs.
Looks like Steve is putting his chips out there. Sick and tired of being pushed around.
Call.
And he makes the call.
There.
All right, two overs versus pocket 9s.
He's not too disappointed.
I think he can afford to take the hit to the stack too.
You've had those kings.
And Heather waits to see how this plays out. 3, 6, 7, low
All
cards.
small.
King.
King on the turn.
And that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Steve
Heather
catches a
out in
king
third.
on the turn. And Heather is out. 3rd place.
Thank you.
That was a difficult call. I think if he hadn't folded the 4 hands before that,
PJ, does our dealer and players want a quick break?
Would you like a quick break, or would you like to keep playing?
Actually, I just need a quick,
Here, draw a card.
Let's pause the clock.
I did pause the clock.
You give us a couple pinks.
Yeah, I'll sit you guys down a little bit so
I think we're going to take a short break and we'll just stop the recording and save it, and then we'll be right back with heads up action on Chase Bracelet.
We'll just be off for just a couple minutes, folks. Then we'll come back for the conclusion of tonight's tournament.
can we come in?
10 minutes or less is a nice way to say it.